Yo, what's going on YouTube? Today is a very interesting day. If you guys have been following me on Instagram or even the YouTube videos, you've probably seen some tattoo content here and there. And after working on my back at Inkvested, I got the opportunity from TANGO to just kind of get a little feel of how it is to be a tattoo artist. So I believe today we're just gonna start off with learning how to draw. That is like the main thing when you're a tattoo artist. You gotta learn how to draw. Now, I think it's gonna be interesting to record this whole journey because I suck at drawing. And I think a lot of people can relate. If you tell me to draw something for you, I will absolutely 100% annihilate that thing and it won't look like what you told me to draw. So it'd be interesting to see if I have any progress. Now, I'm the kind of person that will just try new things, and if I like it, I like it. If I don't, then at least I tried it. And shout out to Tango for basically taking me under his wing right now, because I feel like everybody needs that mentor, and without that mentor, it's a little bit harder to get into new things. So Tango's basically gonna show me how to draw, and if I get good at it, maybe I'll do a tattoo later. But man, I feel a little nervous right now. I feel excited, I'm happy. I'm also doubting myself a little bit, but that's part of the process. I was like that with sewing, and I ended up taking a class and I ended up loving it. So we're gonna see how this goes, man. I wanted to bring y'all along on this journey in case anything forms out of this. But we're gonna go ahead and head over to Inkvested right now. Shout out to the homies. I'll have all of the Inkvested family linked down below in the description, and you guys go ahead and check out their work. But I'm on the way to the shop right now, so I'll tap in with you guys in a little bit. Class is getting started. We got Tango here, and he's about to show me just everything from scratch.
I'm gonna teach you how to draw cherry blossom. Cherry blossom is a flower that is pretty popular, went into like Irizumi style tattoo, Japanese style tattoo, and I use it as a filler. You have your main piece like a dragon, then you have background like clouds and waves. For cherry blossoms, I like to use them to like break apart, or like say there's a little section like 3 inches that has nothing in it. I like to place a flower right there, and it just adds a little bit flavor to your sleeves. Alex doesn't know how to draw.
I suck at drawing.
Doesn't know anything about drawing. I've been teaching for like over 6-7 years now, and I think we can make really good content. And we're just gonna take it easy, go step by step, and let's see if he can become a really good artist.
We'll see how it goes. Yeah. So you have everybody start off with cherry blossom at first?
I like to start them off with a simple flower that, like, you know, it's a flower so people can imagine it and like go off from there. Because if I teach you background like waves and stuff, they wouldn't be able to imagine it, and it's gonna be a lot harder to draw. So we start easy and we gradually get harder.
Okay.
So everyone has their own way of drawing cherry blossom, so this is how I draw. So let me show you. I like to start off with a small circle.
Okay.
That's the middle part. That's where the little seeds that I put in. I usually do this later, but I'm just demonstrating to you. And that's how the middle part works of the cherry blossom. The little seed, the pollen.
Mm-hmm.
Then from the outside of it, I like to do 5 petals. So when you do the 5 petals, do a light one. Just do like a quick sketch of it. Just sketch out 5 circles. See, once you get your 5 circles sketched out, you come back and you see maybe this one needs to be a little bit bigger. And now, see, it has the shape of a cherry blossom already. Once you get that shape, you can like press down just a tad harder to get a more finer line, more detailed line. So we'll start here. See, this is my style. Like I like to end with a little bit of
like a tip.
The tip. Some people do 2. Some people do nothing, it's just round. The blossom itself is a blossom, but to style it, you add what you want.
Right.
And once this is done, you can actually add the leaf that come out of it. Some people do 1 or 2, and add another one. Some people even like to do 5. It really comes down to it. When I'm tattooing and I'm adding cherry blossoms to my pieces, I just freehand it on them. Over time, you just like, it's just quicker. I don't have to make another stencil. I just see where I need to add more fillers and I just start adding it in. This is my sketch. I'm not done with it yet, so this is just tracing paper. So now that it looks like this, I'd like to put another layer on.
Yeah, so that's like your rough draft, and then now you're...
Yeah. From this draft, if it's good, then it becomes my stencil. If I need to correct, I would probably do another layer on top, or just fold this until you get that look that you want. Here is the blossom.
Whoa, you made it look easy.
I've been doing this for a long time. That's the steps. The hardest part about tattooing is actually just creating the stencil, because once the stencil's made, you just follow the outline that you have created, and that's pretty much it. You want me to show you how I would shade it?
Yeah, let's see.
Okay, so the leaf has a middle line. You can start off by drawing the middle line. Pick one side of the middle line, and you just start by shading it. Give it a little bit of a shadow. And in between this side, I just like to give it a little bit of shadow. That's how I shade it. I keep it very simple, because some people, they like to add in the leaf line, which is cool too. You can repeat that just pick a side and just shade up. So I shaded the leaves already. Let me sharpen my pencil. I like to keep my pencil fairly sharp. It helps, and as I'm drawing it, as it gets dull, every time I do a pass, I give it a little bit twist to get that sharpness, and I keep doing that as I draw.
Okay.
Or else, if you don't, then just one side gets dull. It won't look fine, But being sharp, it breaks the tip very easy, so you gotta be very light. I'm adding a little shadow inside of the pollen area. Let me show you two styles that I would shade the inside of the petals. Some people like to do the split shading, which is like same thing like the leaf, one side, and they just fade it out. You want the inside to be fairly light, because it's a flower, it's a light flower. Like, that's one style. Here's another one. I like to just shade the middle of it and just fade it out. Keep it simple. Because I find that sometimes, like, you spend so much detail on, like, say, if a dragon's next to this cherry blossom, I'd rather give the dragon more detail than the flower, because sometimes too much detail kind of like blends everything together. You want to be able to like
the dragon's the main focus,
yeah,
and this one is just a little bit of flavor to it.
Yeah,
you still want the dragon to be the main focus,
and that's what I usually like. I like to start dark at the bottom, do a fade up, and that's it. That's what I do. It looks good, fast, simple. I just gave it a little light shading in the middle and faded out. So for me, it looks cool like this, but there's one more final step to make this piece pop, and it's about bolding it out. Corners like this, and all the corners that hit, I like to darken the corners, and then give the outline one more pass, just to bold it up. See that?
I see.
I see that a lot of artists, they tattoo and they finish. It looks great, but that's like the final step. Like, some things need to be bolded so it separates. You know what I mean? You need separation in between the art. It allows the piece to breathe. So after I'm done with this, it's your turn.
Okay.
I'll help you and I'll correct you. Sometimes it helps you just turn the paper. Once your hand is like, or you know how your hand works already, you gotta just turn the piece. But when you're tattooing, you're gonna have to turn your body. If you feel like your hand's like out of reach and feeling like it's gonna get awkward, just stop. just stop and reposition yourself. Don't force yourself in weird position because it's gonna end up having crooked lines. Check that out.
So it started from here,
A sketch.
rough draft sketch,
Yeah.
and then ended with here,
Yeah.
the shading and everything.
So this is a simple drawing, so I usually do a sketch and one layer, but as the drawing gets more complicated, you might have to do like 5, 6, 7 layers. When I started, I was doing hella layers. Boo outside revving at us.
It looks simple, but I know when I start doing it, it's gonna be a little challenge. But
Yeah, let's take a quick break, then we'll reset up for you to have you start off. If you want a sketch line, just go light. Build it up slowly. Like, you know, just give it a little pressure and feel it. And when you want to get into more define and detail line, then you go a little bit harder. Look at that. So yeah, try going light. Because when you sketch, when you go light, you can go over the light line with a little bit more pressure.
so this is just the rough draft. We'll go lighter.
So yeah, I want you to start light. So that way you can correct yourself.
Dude, I don't even know how to draw a circle.
Just feel it. Just feel it. Get a little closer, or just, yeah, get in there. You have to get in the position. Okay.
And then 5 circles around.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It doesn't have to be perfect because you can always correct it. So just get 5 circle that touches.
Dude.
All right, so check this out. The middle of that it's got to be smaller. So if you drew your middle bigger,
then
your
these have
petals
to-
got to be a little bit more bigger. Just a little bit more bigger. Like that, you know? So try it.
How do you evenly space these out?
It's through time, man. Through time.
It's rough.
It's fine. It's just,
I feel like that petal, the last one, it's kind of like, it's not even.
yeah, it's still a sketch, so you're good. So.
And like add the leaves.
You don't have to add the leaves right now. Let's just focus on the middle part because the leaves is just an extra thing. Sometimes I draw blossoms, I don't even add the leaves. Let me just have you fold this in half and clean the middle part. Clean all this up. Go one more time over. I just want you to get that shape, you know, understand the shape. So this one needs to be a little bit more round. Just imagine like 5 circle wrapping the inner circle. Pretty sure this is a little bit harder because you made your inner circle a little bit bigger. That requires a bigger blossom. If you make the middle circle smaller, then it creates a smaller blossom because it's 5 petals wrapped around the center. There's really no real shape. Like it as long as it looks like a cherry blossom, because the petals can be folding differently. Let me see you draw the seeds now. The little pollen around, little circles. You did the circle around, which is cool. You can leave these little circles smaller, but since this is a fairly big blossom already, I like to go like that because your blossom is it's big already. You want to go up on one side. It's all about sizing, especially when you're new. You tend to try to draw everything a little bit bigger or too small. Once you find that balance, then you get better. Yeah, just like that, a little bit bigger. Now you can draw the middle. See, that's your sketch, and you made it. You know, you finished it, making it look better. And now let's try to have you finalize it.
Definitely need practice. I think it's like making everything kind of even. That's the
Yeah,
hard
but
part.
so far this is you haven't drawn in forever, and just me showing you these little steps. It's a good start. Yeah, make sure you pull a confident line because now it's becoming. That's a good line. Jeez. Well, you know how you broke that?
Yeah.
Imagine when you're tattooing. You press hard, it'll blow the line. Meaning, like, when the needle goes too deep, you get those lines that bleeds out and the ink kind of gets wider. That's the same thing. That's why it's a poor, like, you find that right pressure, then the line's always good. When you press too hard, you get these thick lines and it bleeds out over time if you're tattooing. Yeah, just keep twisting it, do your thing.
Did you know how to draw at first?
I had slight knowledge until I got yelled at a couple times, and then I didn't know how to draw anymore.
You're on camera, so I'm a lot nicer.
Okay. The guy would have the belt out and everything.
I want to see tears.
You notice how you're kind of straight lining,
I
and
know.
you're gonna have to pull like that, you know? Don't worry, it's nothing. I'll show you how to correct that, just in case, like, if you pull a line when you're tattooing and it looks like that, I'll show you how to correct it.
Yeah, they are getting straight.
Yeah. One thing that's cool about drawing is you can change the blossom up a little bit, because the blossom's supposed to be more round. But say that if you were to tattoo and it looked like that, you gotta just like pull. It's a petal that folded in. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then this side's kind of flat. It's a petal that folded in. Get it?
Oh, I see.
So sometime I outline and maybe that person had like his skin got weird, or I hit a bump in his skin somewhere, maybe like a pimple or something. It twists my line and I still have to continue and it's more straight. Then, you know, you can change it all up. Cause see, now you add little petals. See how this one's round and this one's not? Look at that. See that?
I see.
Once I teach you all the tricks, you're gonna learn how to, like, why certain things look different way, because you have to adapt. Because when you tattoo, you got one shot and you can't erase. So you gotta just learn how to make changes to make everything work. So add the tips now.
That point's
That's
smaller.
fine. It's like I said, it's art. Nothing's perfect. You gotta just do what you can and then get better over time.
Oh, man.
It's all good. Because remember, if you mess up, you can add another layer over. So don't even trip. Because if you get frustrated for every line, you just started. So, but if you get frustrated over every line that you pull, you're not gonna be confident.
Right.
You know, you just gotta be like, you gotta understand, like, you will get better if you want to. Sometimes when I'm pulling a line or like drawing a circle, try not to look at the drawing too much. Just feel it. Like, just pull that in your head. You know it. Your hand knows it. You gotta start learning how to program your hand to just do it without focusing on, like, oh, the line's a little bit off, a little bit. No, just pull the circle. Let your hand take over. It's smoother. It just does it. Because when you think is when you get shaky.
So don't think too hard.
Don't think too hard, because allow yourself to grow.
The line is just to each dot, right?
See, you have how the circle is not like this one. It leaves a gap right here over here. So what you do is put a leaf in there. Once you add the leaf, here, let me show you how to draw the leaf. You can pull the leaf a line straight out like that,
Then you fill it.
and then you create the outer leaf. Whoa! Look at that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, that, all right.
Try it. Because for your homework, I want you to just, yeah, there you go. For your homework, I just want you to just practice this. We're gonna do one video a week. This week is about cherry blossom, and he's gonna go home, he's gonna practice, and
And you draw like 100 of them, dude.
you're just gonna, I still draw this. I've been doing this for a long time. I still draw it, so go ahead, finish it. Once you understand how it works over time, it locks into your head and you can just freehand it. If you feel like you're not happy with this, you can do another layer over and actually whiten all your petals. So it's not the end. The end is when you tattoo. This is just practice. This is just me training you. What do you think about your first blossom? Huh?
It's alright. It's better than if I did it by myself.
Definitely.
For sure. Yo, so it's about a week later, and I figured I would just go ahead and talk a little bit about my progress, a little bit about what I've been struggling with and what I think I could work on. Quick disclaimer, it's pretty late and I'm pretty tired. I'm kind of just like winding down for the day. Just took a shower. I'm like super chill right now, so don't expect crazy Alex to be on camera, but it's crazy just looking at where I started a week ago and how far I've made progress. So what I struggled with in the beginning was just making like circular motions, just trying to do stuff. A lot of it kind of came out ovally when it was supposed to be more round. So that's what I really struggled with. And that's just me like really just trying to perfect that circular motion. So there's a little bit of leaf practice right there. A lot of the earlier cherry blossoms that I was drawing had this like crazy claw look to it, and it did look unique, but I ended up switching up the style a little bit later. This is from our teacher Tango. You can see that he shaded his. I ended up trying to shade a couple of them, but it was something that I really like needed his guidance. I don't really understand how to shade exactly, but this is his right here, and you can see his isn't really super clawy, right? Like these ones that I was drawing at the beginning, super clawy. Like it just looks like a tiger claw, but his, it kind of just comes out a little bit. This right here is like a whole stack of just cherry blossoms. But eventually I started getting a little fancy with it and I started dating them. So this was like midweek, kind of where I was at with things. It got a lot better. My circles look a lot more circular. I tried doing different styles. So this one I did a little more of like an oval style. You can see these are more circular, no point at the tip. This one does have the point at the tip. And I also tried doing a different leaf on this one. So I added the little veins in the leaves, did a smaller version as well. So I think it's very important because whenever you're drawing this, scaling everything is my biggest challenge, right? So when I went a little bit smaller, I was like, okay, I gotta make the petals a little bit smaller. I gotta make the leaves a little bit smaller. So that's where we're at. And then now, some of the stuff that I did today before I see him tomorrow, I went a little bit bigger on this one, a little bit smaller on this one right here, but we don't have the claws anymore. We just have a little point just to give it a little bit of definition, make it a little bit more spicy. But yeah, that is a dramatic difference from where we started. Before and after. 1 week ago, 1 week after. Everything is just like muscle memory. But I'm gonna go ahead and get some rest for tomorrow's session. Tomorrow we're learning how to do waves, and I heard that waves may sound like it's a simple thing, but it's probably one of the more difficult things. So I need to get some rest. But if you guys enjoy this video right here, don't forget to hit the like button. Follow all the homies at Inkvested. I'll have all of their Instagram pages down below. And once again, huge shout out to Tango for just showing me everything from the ground up. I really do appreciate this opportunity, and it's something that's new and challenging, so I'm always down to learn. But I'll catch you guys very soon in the next video for the waves. It's your boy Sneakerhead in the Bay. Have a beautiful day. I'm out. Peace.